welcome back to my channel. This is me again, Teacher Pauline, and today I will be discussing about counting more than just 1, 2, and 3. To understand this topic, just tune in. Hey guys, thank you for visiting this channel. Again, I will be tackling about counting more than just 1, 2, and 3. Whether at home or at school, naming numbers and counting has been at the core of preschool mathematics. This video will teach you everything you need to know about teaching counting in preschool. Quantification. Quantification is the ability to recognize that all numbers are associated with an exact quantity, and the ability to recognize sets of objects such as dots on a dice. This is sometimes referred to as subitizing. Subitizing is the ability to accurately and rapidly identify a small amount of items without having to count. It is immediately knowing what number is rolled on a six-sided dice. Most adults don't need to count the pips. The number comes automatically because the brain can subitize. Here are the 3 activities to teach subitizing. Quick dot images. Use colored dot stickers to make a set of cards with a set number of dots on each card. For beginners, dots should follow the most easily recognized pattern, like the pattern of pips on dice. Beginners should also start with small numbers, nothing higher than 5 or 6. Select a card and flash it before the students, showing them the image for no more than 3 seconds at most, preferably shorter. The goal is to recognize the set as quickly as possible without having to actually count. Quick dot images look alike. Play the same games as the first one, but instead of students calling out the number, have them use manipulatives to create the same set on their tray or desk. Concentration. Make a double set of cards and have students play the matching game concentration. If playing with young children, such as preschoolers through first grade, consider using number sets up to 3, but in multiple color sets. This way, the students get lots of practice with the smaller numbers without getting too frustrated with trying to differentiate the larger sets. Once near mastery is evident, larger numbers can be added, as well as less familiar configurations. Counting. Counting is the skill of matching set of objects with their corresponding number name. This is sometimes referred to as one-to-one correspondence. It is the ability to count 1, 2, 3 while distinguishing that there are indeed 3 objects that were counted, no more and no less. One-to-one correspondence. Here are some inexpensive ideas for counters. Buttons, clean coins, pom-poms, wooden disc, floral marbles, large beads, dried pasta, small erasers, party favors, dried lima beans, small racks, large Legos. Number representation. Number representation is the ability to identify the number that corresponds with a quantity. This is also called number identification or number recognition. It is the ability to identify that the symbol 6 refers to the word 6 and the same quantity. Number matching. Every household has a deck of number cards, right? Maybe not a traditional deck of poker cards, but some card game with large numbers printed on colorful cards like Pace 10 or Uno. These decks of cards make great items to add to your teaching toolbox. They're much more durable than paper printouts, and an incomplete set is still useful for teaching your little one about counting and numbers. This is a simple activity, but a great one for number identification practice, sorting, and critical thinking. It is a simple number matching game with a few variations of mix things up a bit. Supplies needed are a single deck of cards. William and I pulled out an old deck of Uno that had several missing cards, which worked to our learning advantage. I pulled out the non-number cards and shuffled the deck, then asked William to pull one off the top. 5. Now, the rest of the game goes as follows. Take turns flipping over cards. I specify to take turns and this game alongside your child because modeling your thought process has great academic advantages for your youngster, and it is a skill that children learn in school. The technical term is metacognition, which means to think about your thinking process. If the card matches the first number drawn 5, lay it next to the first. If it does not match, set it aside in a discard pile. Discriminating between numbers is an important skill in emergent math. Once all the cards have been used or discarded, count the number of cards that match the first ones drawn. If there are multiple cards of the same color, those can be sorted into piles of their own and then counted. This simple activity can even be grabbed so your child can recognize more and less. The 5 stages of teaching counting. According to the book, Teaching Mathematics in Early Childhood by Sally Moomaw, there are 5 principles of counting that children must master. Stable order. Stable order is rote counting in the correct order using number names. It is basic 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. When a child is developing stable order counting skills, he may skip numbers 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, or may use the same number more than once. 1, 2, 3, 2. One-to-one correspondence. One-to-one correspondence is the understanding that each item is counted only once and one at a time. For example, when counting a set of counting bears, the child does not count any one bear twice and does not count any bear with another, assigning the same number. Cardinally. Cardinally is the understanding that counting is a quantitative and the last number named is the total of the group. For example, when a child is counting a group of 5 butterflies, she counts 1, 2, 5 with the understanding that the number of butterflies counted is 5, not any of the previous numbers counted. Order irrelevant. The order of counting does not affect the total. For example, when counting a line of buttons, the buttons can be counted forward, backward, or in any order and the total amount will remain the same. Abstraction. Eventually, children come to understand that both objects and ideas can be counted. One example of this is actually in phonological awareness lessons where children are asked to listen for and count words in sentences. Counting is really important, and here's why. Research continues to stress the importance of building strong mathematical foundations in preschool because the skills a preschooler brings with them into kindergarten has a strong influence on their trajectory through elementary school. Children who tend to have the highest math scores at the end of first grade are the same children who come into kindergarten knowing how to recite and count to 20. Unfortunately, some studies state that as few as 10% of children entering kindergarten have proficient counting skills. The same study established that the reason for this might be because the parents often think it the teacher's responsibility to teach counting, while the teachers pass the responsibility to the parents. Despite who is actually responsible, there is no doubt that without adequate counting skills, children have little chance of being successful in mathematics. Thank you for listening. For more videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye!